Good morning. It's 7:40 here at Barnstable This Morning, and now joining me on the phone, I welcome our interim town manager, Tom Lynch. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. I was watching the early start of the broadcast. I was so surprised that Melissa Chartrand didn't enter with the big news about the Sarah Colvin wedding, but I see you covered it when you were doing your promo of getting ready for the next person coming up. So.
Exactly. Well, it was so nice, and as you mentioned, I did get married about a week ago. It was fantastic, wonderful weather, great honeymoon, and it is nice to be back, I will say.
Well, congratulations, and we all wish you the best.
Well, thank you very much. It's exciting. So, and a new chapter for you as well, Tom. Today's your first official day as interim town manager. How does it feel?
Well, while you were gone, the town council, did make the interim appointment, and it's different because town manager Clem and I were a team for many years, and I was able to be at the table with him for budgetary meetings and whatever issue we were trying to deal with through the course of his tenure. So I'm naturally going to miss that collaboration. I'm excited about this opportunity to work with just a wonderful group of managers and try to push an agenda over the next few months that keeps the town moving forward.
Sure, Tom. Can we talk a little bit about the appointment process, or for those who may not be aware of how that works? Can you tell us a little bit about how that happens?
The appointment rests with the town council for the town manager, and under the charter, they're allowed two 3-month appointments where they can appoint an interim or acting, town manager. The thought, I believe, is that by that time they may have been able to complete their, process of their selection process. However, if they don't, they could also do an appointment process for a period of time that, in limiting the contract, if they were still moving forward with their search. But so I expect that come the middle of December, we'll have to go through this process again.
Right, and as you mentioned, your appointment is through December 15th. So do you think that would you be interested, I guess you'll have to wait and see it for the next couple of months, but would you be interested in continuing on as interim town manager after that date?
Yes, I'd like to keep stability in terms of the way that we're structured now, and then give the town council plenty of time to do a thorough search for the next town manager.
Exactly. And Tom, as you mentioned, you worked with former town manager John Clem for many years, 4 years to be exact. Tell me your thoughts on that. What was it like to work with John?
Well, he's a very hands-on manager. He is very aware of everything that's going on in the community in terms of various boards and commissions. Has regular meetings, which of course I'll continue with all of our senior staff and individual department heads. Those meetings are around specific issues. Some have a standing time where we meet. Monday mornings are one of those times, and then but they're on call all the time and coming in for various issues that constituents raise or issues we're trying to work on. So he was, very, as I say, hands-on and direct, and got I think the most out of our staff, and I think there was a lot of productivity during his tenure.
Sure. So what can the citizens of Barnstable expect over the next 3 months during this transition process?
Well, what I've been doing is, meeting with senior staff, looking to see what matters would be coming before the town council, so we can have some predictability with that. For instance, by the end of the year, we have to do a tax factor, which is an annual vote of the town council. We have a budgetary process that is in place, and managers have to be putting forth various capital improvement projects as well as operating changes they may want in the budget. The council or there'll be fees that will have to be voted on before the end of my first interim term here. There are other issues out there like the health. Well, I'll first say there are other issues the council may have to deal with where a zoning change may come up or grant accepting items or other things like that. And I'm trying to get some predictability on that so I can deal with the council president and say, here's what I anticipate over the next few meetings.
Surely, and I know that, of course, you have now been appointed interim town manager, and John is on a leave of absence with his contract to expire at the end of December. Now, I know that he said he would be available for advice and questions. Do you plan on taking advantage of his knowledge during the time in which he's not here, but he is here?
Oh yes, there's so much institutional knowledge and understanding of the way the system works that when there's an issue that comes up, if I have any questions about it, I'll be sure to call. And there are some meetings that he had started that I would naturally want him to follow through on. So I'll be getting some advice on whether it's dealing with Voices of the Village or some of those others issues that are out there that we'll want to have. He'll want to sure have brought some closure to also.
Sure, Tom. Are there any particular priorities you have for the next few months that you'd like to share?
Yeah, we've got a couple of areas that we have to look at. There was a new Municipal Health Reform Act that went through, and there's a lot of discussion among Cape managers and towns as to how to implement that Reform Act and how it would impact the ever-increasing rates of health care that we have. We have a very competent and able Cape Cod Municipal Health Care group that we belong to, and they're provided products that were purchased over the years and been a part of developing. There's also an effort now to look at whether you use some of the products from the Group Insurance Commission, or I've seen Harvard Pilgrim Health and others that are out there actually marketing to municipalities specific plans. So I think the complexity of that issue is one that we're going to have to look at carefully internally, and then also probably bring to the workshop, perhaps a workshop with the town council, or let the town council know exactly what's going on with that. And then there are other areas like in solid waste where we've got a contract that's coming up. There and there are other areas around wastewater certainly, and some transparency issues that perhaps as we move forward, there's a product that I'd like to look at that might be able to involve citizens more. But I can tell you that I will be continuing with the e-news, the weekly Enewsletter that Town Manager Clem had done, so that I can give insight into what happens on a daily basis or weekly basis with the citizens of Barnstable who signed up to that. And I'd encourage any who are listening today or who get our Barnstable Bulletin or other ways we communicate to sign up for the e-newsletter.
Right, and Tom, I know that was one of John's big priorities, was really reaching out and connecting with the citizens in every way that he could. And I know that I talked to him about what he called the government 2.0, which is what you mentioned,
yes.
Finding new and different ways to communicate and engage our citizens. So it's good to hear that that certainly will be a priority for you within the next few months.
Yep, and because the more we can engage our citizens, the better they're informed, and the better we'll all be when we're discussing these various issues.
Exactly. Now, Tom, just out of curiosity, are you staying in your current office, or did you move into John's office?
No, I'll be staying in my office. I'm quite comfortable there. I hate to end this, conversation on a somber note, but I would like to mention that a good friend, Jim Dunn, who was a patrolman and our DARE officer for many years as a school and performed as a school resource officer for 31 years actually, passed away late last week, and our thoughts go out to his family. He was just a wonderful guy, a terrific public servant, and we're going to miss him.
Certainly. Well, our thoughts will be with him as well. Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining us this Monday morning. And again, it's nice to be back and nice to welcome you on the show. And we'll talk again next week, I'm sure.
Very good, Sarah. Thank you very much.
Great, Tom. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Our brand new interim town manager, Tom Lynch, of course, the former assistant town manager, joining us this Monday morning. Still much more to come.